Hey, how are you?
There we go.
Hey,
Yeah,
what's
good.
going
How
on?
you doing?
Hey, Chris, how are you?
Good. How are you, man?
I'm doing good. How's the day so far?
Excellent. Release day. Having a blast.
Awesome, awesome. So, guys, Hellbent, your new single is out today. An
Yes, it
amazing, yeah, a great song, amazing video you guys put out. So, can you tell me a bit about the making of this video?
So the making of it. All right. So it was recorded in two different locations. One was done at Mannequins in Sanford, which is like a bar that has like a bunch of little mannequin dolls, stuff like that hanging around. And very cool venue. It's in Sanford, Florida. It's an excellent place to be. The other part to the video was a pool party, which was done at Nikolai's place. That's her pool, all that kind of stuff. We invited all our fans and friends and radio personalities, people that we've known in the industry that have helped us along the way. They all came out in sport and droves, and we love them for being there. And it was a blast, man. We got drunk. We had a good time. You know, had the pool party section of it. So two general sections of it was basically where it was filmed at.
Wonderful, wonderful. And tomorrow you're going out on a festival, Crackle Fest. So how excited are you guys to be on the tour?
Oh, super excited. Like, oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, it's very thankful. It's just and you know, like those bands that we're playing with, you know, the U's definitely, you know, and Story of the Year. Yeah, it's kind of like a dream come true to, you know, play with those guys. So
Amazing, amazing. And earlier you released two more singles, Broken Lies and Queen of the Damned. Great songs, great work on those singles as well. So how has the reception of the singles been so far?
Well, it's doing great. It's somewhere around 3,000-4,000 views so far over a couple hours. So it's moving on along. People are doing well. We haven't seen any yet, you know. So things are going good. I think Nikolai and John are still waiting to get in as well. By the way, I don't know if they're around.
I think John is joining now.
Okay, cool. But yeah, it's been successful so far. It seems to be doing well as far as analytics are concerned, because I'm the guy who does all the stats and stuff like that. Everything's staying kind of at a steady plane. No one's really dropping off or going anywhere. So everyone's staying around and listening, which is fantastic, you know.
Amazing, amazing. And hey, John.
Hey, how's it going?
Going good. How are you today?
I'm doing well, and yourself?
I'm doing good, thank you. Wonderful, wonderful, John. And guys, so how is the work on going on with the full-length album? Is there any plan for you guys right now?
I don't know. That's tough because right now we've just kind of been focusing on singles and whatnot.
yeah, for like a full release, yeah. I mean, because we pretty much treat each single as a record itself. You know, we do the color scheme. You know, we try to do like the artwork kind of like you would do. I mean, like, I guess what people would experience back in like the 70s and 80s, where they go to the record store and it's like, oh man, look at this, you know. So we try to do some, you know, bright color artwork and everything. But yeah, I mean, honestly, I think we may, you know, in the future, like have some kind of like a compilation kind of thing of all of our singles, and maybe throw like a, you know, unreleased track on there that could be coming. But yeah, right now, just, you know, kind of just focus on, you know, singles and because I feel like the, you know, singles it's kind of almost the way to go now, because everybody's attention span seems to be really, really short. So you gotta be on it. So, but yeah.
Hello, hello.
Hey, Nikolai, how are you today?
I'm pretty good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. So, guys, how has the musical journey since the start of the band?
The musical journey from the band has definitely been one. We started in 2019, and obviously that was before like any kind of pandemic really hit. And then when 2020 hit, I think we were all kind of like scatterbrained on what the hell we were gonna do. But thankfully, because we stayed busy, because we've had our own practice spaces, and obviously we had to like follow some precautions, we were able to write a lot of new music. So when 2021 hit, we kind of got inspired and we wrote Hellbent, and we got to do our first tour. We got to, play Rockville. We got to play, larger places like the Orpheum in Tampa. And now here we are, single release of 2022. And it's just like, it all happened really fast. I mean, 2 years doesn't seem so fast, but when it's 5 complete strangers meeting up, becoming the band, and then writing music and pouring their hearts out into like one crock pot of like musical madness, a lot happens in like those 2.5 years.
Amazing. And what was the real concept that was put behind Hellbent?
So we played at, I always forget the name. What's the place in South Carolina?
Tribbles.
Yeah. So we played at Tribbles, which it was our first tour. What was it, like March, guys?
April.
I think it was in April of last year. Yeah. And it was our first tour ever. We were going out of state. We were like really just going balls to the wall. We were a little bit nervous if like people were actually going to come out to the show because it was just so recent from everything else that happened. And we went to Tribbles and we went to Brickyard in Tennessee, right?
Knoxville,
yeah, Knoxville, Tennessee. And basically it was such a wild concert and show that when we came back, it was probably one of our fastest written songs that we've written. Barrett's the one who came up with the riff. And it was a very good like moment for like me and Barrett to just basically think of like all the things that happened on tour that we all like remember and experienced, and then basically put it into a song. And the songwriting process of Hellbent is very different in comparison to what everything else, like everyone else has heard of so far with Shameless Life, Queen of the Damned, and Broken Lies, because with all those bands, you would slowly start seeing the artists trickle in and write their lyrics, and then I would be the last one in. With Hellbent, me and Barrett really worked side by side for, the first few moments of it. And then the bandmates kind of just picked up on the song and we literally hit the gravel, so to speak, which is a lyric in the song. And we went straight forward. And I think it's probably the fastest song that we've ever experienced, written, and recorded all together.
Yeah. So basically, after we come off that run, I got in my home studio and just kind of as I do, and tinker around with some riffs, and it just came out one day. I literally wrote it like the basic skeleton in one day, threw some programmed drums on it, and then I put it in our, like, we have a Google Drive of all of our demos and everything, threw it in there. I was like, hey guys, check this out. And we got to work on it. And, it's like, I brought the skeleton to them. Everybody put their input on it and their magic sauce on it. And then, me and Nikolai actually got together and we, started writing and the melodies and the lyrics and everything. And it was one, like she said, it was one of those things where it's like, hey, hey, that time, in Knoxville when, like when this happened, yeah, let's make that a lyric, let's try to make that rhyme,
Yep.
So, yeah.
Wonderful. And what is the next plans for the band?
Well, we do have an upcoming show tomorrow. Chris, I'll let you go into it.
Yeah, so we have a show tomorrow at the Orlando Amphitheater with The Used and Berlin, Story of the Year, Red Jumpsuit Apparatus, Werewolves, Felicity, and Evergreen Terrace. That was the last one. But yeah, so we're opening for them at what they call Kraken Fest at the Central Florida Fairgrounds tomorrow. So yeah, that's going to be a massive show. We can't wait to play there. VIP's already sold out. Should be a lot of people coming. So we're unbelievably psyched for that. Very, very stoked to get out there and play on another big stage and everything like that. So
yeah, and then we're also working on a June 2022 run. It's looking like it's going to be like a South Midwest kind of thing. And also just, I guess, writing and, working on new material.
Amazing. And any more touring or gigs or scheduled for this year?
Yeah, so we do have a run in June that we are planning. We don't have any set dates. I know we have the 25th, I believe, set, but we're currently in the works of it because you know how it is in music. everything is not immediate. You kind of have to like plan things out, make sure the venue's ready for you, that you have other artists that pair well. But we do have a June run. I'll be honest, we are working on new music to release later on in this year to begin with too, because that was one of our goals, is to release more consistently. And I believe we might have like a May show in Florida. Right now, we don't have any like informations that are like, we don't have any finite information, just because we are in the midst of the works of it all. Between Kraken Fest tomorrow and the single release that we are doing today, it was just so much that we've been really focused on January and February.
Wonderful. And can you guys tell me how the band, the Devil, really formed and how you guys got together?
John, I'll let you handle this one.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, we Ryan and I were in another project prior to this one together, and that band folded, and we just kind of kept it going, and we started to try to piece together a new band. Over time, we had another iteration that kind of failed and disbanded, and it was Ryan, myself, and another rhythm guitar player, and we had a drummer, but he left. So with that rhythm guitar player and Ryan and myself, we started putting out ads for singers. We put out a Craigslist ad. We were looking for female vocalists, because we wanted a female front for it. We felt that would be a really good fit for the music. So with a Craigslist ad that we put out, Nikolai responded to it and came out. This was in June of 2018, I believe. And she started working on things. At first, we were a little sketchy on it. We didn't know if it would fit exactly. But after a couple more times that she came out, we started to feel more confident. She wrote the lyrics for Queen of the Damned, and we kind of went from there with her. Then we found a drummer, not Chris. He didn't work out. Then we found Chris in December of that year and threw him right in the fire when we went in and finished recording the song Broken Lies. Then after that, we played our Bisto Blanco show in February of 2019. The rhythm guitar
first show ever.
First show ever. Then we had our fifth show ever was House of Blues, and that's where Barrett Nikolai had known prior to the House of Blues show. So Barrett hooked us up with that gig, and at that time our rhythm guitar player had left. We got a fill-in guy for that show, but after that show, we asked Barrett to join. So Barrett joined in June of 2019, and then after that, the rest is history. The band just kind of came together right after that show.
Amazing. And would you like to share some of the great moments that you had since the start of the band?
Some of the great moments that started since the band. Well, I can say one thing. Simultaneously, we've always had like random moments in this band that have like fallen together perfectly. To go back to the question that you asked, like how we met up. When I met John and Ryan, I really did not think that was going to be the moment, and it didn't hit. And when I heard Queen of the Damned the first 30 seconds, I realized, holy crap, I have lyrics for this. And then I think the next greatest moment was honestly meeting Chris. The moment I heard this guy play drums, I just remember like me and Ryan like looked at each other, and he was like, fuck yeah. And I'm like, oh my God, hell yeah. So then that was like another moment. By time we did our first show, I just remember seeing Barrett walk through the venue doors, and it just all dawning on me. And we had technically quote unquote a guitarist, but it just all dawned on me that like, I would have loved this dude to be in the band.
Well, because I was actually at the first show that the Dev played. I just wasn't in the band yet, but I was actually there. So that was like another moment. By the time we played House of Blues was definitely one of the moments as the Dev as an entirety where we were just kind of like, wow, this is really going to happen, because we released our first single. We were playing House of Blues. We were on like regular time radio for WJRR, which is one of our radio stations in Orlando, Florida. So having all of those moments all kind of muster up together, and then realizing that Barrett was he was going to part ways with whatever band that he was in, because he decided for himself, and I decided that like it just made more sense. You could see that the band was just having a lot of like little moments of like ahas that kind of like snowballed into everything that we've ever done. When we released Queen of the Damned,
Barrett must have only been in the band for like 2 weeks. We threw him in the fire just like we threw Chris, but it just naturally worked. So we have a lot of stories between touring, and we have a lot of stories of like, you know, playing Rockville and whatnot. But what mostly sticks out to me is just the sheer fact of how everything so happened to always perfectly fall together. I mean, we recorded Shameless Life. It was the first time that I can say that we all directed a music video and had so much content and so many ideas that we wanted to put forth. And then here we are, that music video just a year later is almost 100 or 500,000 views. And then, you know, now releasing Hellbent, we had so many crazy stories on the road. And then to have this song be written in literally like what, 2 months, 3 months from the moment we got off tour to the moment we recorded it, it was just a lot of many crazy stories. I can tell you one of my crazy favorites where when I was singing at the Brickyard in Tennessee, I had like a bunch of people sitting kumbaya around me, passing blunts as I'm literally singing a song about like probably the most biggest heartbreaking moments of my life. And everybody loved it. And I think that was the first time that we really kind of used that song and started going on the road with it and performing it more. So when people reacted so like graciously to it, we were kind of like, oh, thank God. And the song's going to do well.
Well, not to mention on that House of Blues show too, we had just released Broken Lives. It was like, what, like a week before that. And then we get up on stage and we have a crowd of people singing our song to us. And we're a band that just started and played maybe like 4 shows prior. So we were all kind of blown away by that. That was the first time, like I personally, like hearing everyone sing that back to us was just like, holy shit, we have something here, you know? Like it was really crazy experience. And then, like you said, just keeping on building those little aha moments that just kind of keep reaffirming that, you know, this band's going to do something, you know? And
I don't think we really plan for like crazy moments. Like we plan to go to New Orleans, but you know, we weren't planning on getting a private room to eat dinner or, you know, going to a strip club and seeing strippers dance to our song. It was just kind of moments that happened. I mean, with our last show, Last Call, we were at Mississippi. Was it Mississippi that we were at Last Call?
Yeah.
On our last run. And like, we just walked and it wasn't very inconspicuous bar. We didn't think anything was going to happen of it. And that was probably like one of the crazier shows where we were just like, Jesus Christ, we need to come back to Mississippi. The cool thing about the band is that we don't really try hard. We work hard, but we don't try hard to have these moments that kind of reaffirm that we're doing everything that we need to do and that like we're in the right path.
Wonderful. And what would be the big dreams for the band?
Big dreams?
Yeah, we want to be a game, man. You know, I mean, as big as we can get is where we want to go. The Dev's a machine. We're never going to stop. Nothing's going to get in our way. We're going to keep pushing, keep driving, doing whatever needs to happen to, you know, make this band on the tip of everyone's tongue everywhere.
Yeah, 2 things: arenas and stadiums. That's what.
I'm pretty sure Barrett wanted to play Madison Square Garden, if I'm not mistaken. I heard that a couple times.
Yeah, that's definitely my dream, you know, location, my dream gig, definitely.
Yeah, mine is I want to play at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame because I'm originally from Cleveland, Ohio. Me, that would be number one. It's a homecoming. I'm playing in front of my city, my hometown, my family, but also it's the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, man. That place is pretty amazing.
Wonderful, wonderful. And talking about the track single Queen of the Damned, it was said by a lot of reviews that it's going to be the track for WWE. So did you guys get any contact or something from WWE so far?
So the interesting is, I think we've gotten a lot of like feedback that it would be a really good WWE walkthrough song. We do know a few personal wrestlers. I know like Brittany is one of them, Justin is one of them, and they're like more regional local wrestlers. We would totally shop it, and if anybody ever wanted it, like they can by all means use it. I think one of our goals and dreams was to see a stripper dance to it and to see a hot WWE girl walk into it. So if anybody watches this interview and they want to use Queen of the Damned, or they want to be the Queen of the Damned of wrestling, by all means, just like DM the band and you have like our permission by like all means necessary. Hasn't happened yet, but who's to say that I won't?
Wonderful, wonderful. And in the future, what would be the the growth of the band will be like? What are the areas that you want to cover? Do you want to do more experimentation? You want to explore new kind of music in the future?
I think honestly, like with what we write, we all come from different backgrounds in terms of who we like musically. There's not one person in the band. I mean, we all like similar artists, but everybody has different favorite artists. We don't all agree on who is your most favorite artist. We all have different ones. So our musical influences, I think, come through in everything that we write. So every song I feel is a unique experience. Every song we do push boundaries and levels. Musically, with the addition of different things, I have a synth now that I play in songs. So that's, I'm adding another element on my end, not just bass guitar. Now I can add some synth layers and whatnot. So I think our growth and development as musicians is just going to keep expanding. I think we're going to stay in the hard rock and roll metal, but that's not to say we can't step outside of those that box and push our boundaries. It just all depends on how we feel. When somebody brings a riff or a lyric or something to the band, if we like it, we like it. If we don't, we'll say we don't. So we're pretty honest and democratic about how we write things and do things. And to me, that is one of the most refreshing things about being in this band is nobody tells anybody, hey, you have to play it this way. Everybody has the freedom to express themselves, how they want to express themselves, whether it be Nikolai with her vocals, Chris with his drums, Ryan with his guitar solos, Barrett with his guitar riffs and solos, or me with the bass and the synthesizer. So, I mean, there's a lot. Eventually, Chris wants to get some electronics to do some, to add another element to it, because the more layers you can add, the bigger you can make the song. And I think ultimately down the road, who knows, we have the ability to write anything we want to write, which is a beautiful thing.
Absolutely.
Amazing. And guys, finally, what would be the message that you want to give to the fans around the world and for the people who are new to the deal?
Well, hello, everybody. Thank you for tuning in and listening to our interview. If you don't know who we are, you can search us on Instagram, YouTube, literally anywhere you could find any kind of music art form basis. Type in The Dev. We did just release Hellbent, which is an extremely sexy rock and roll song that you do not want to miss, because we are genuinely trying to bring back rock and roll sexiness, all of that galore. And if you like what you've seen, you can also check out Shameless Life and Queen of the Damned. I do always like to say that without you guys, without your support, without interviewees wanting to interview us, or, fans wanting to watch our stuff, we could not do it. So we are extremely grateful for all the support that you give us and all the support that you will continue to give us. And that because of you guys, we honestly get to do what we love, and we're extremely appreciative of it.
And guys, thank you for giving me this opportunity to have this interview with you today. It was a real pleasure to talk to you all together here today. And thanks for putting up an amazing video, Hellbent today, a great video, an amazing song. So thanks to you guys. And have a good day tomorrow at the Kraken Fest, and enjoy the music and rock on. Thanks again, guys.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.